All right, guys. So we're going to get started with episode 7 of the breakdown, the EBA edition here. I've got with me Zabriel, who is an owner of one of the All-Star
Hello.
teams. I've got the Truth, who is our VPLO for the EBA. Got the Realist, who I think is now a GM this season for Eastern. Got Leone, who is an owner. And I Don't Lose Much, who is also an owner. So, we're going to get things kicked off here. Go right into it with the thoughts from Season 3. I think if you asked anybody, and it was evident by all the breakdown episodes that we did during the season, that the clear favorite were the Kings. The regular season champions were the Kings. If you asked anybody their predictions on every show, just about every thread in the forums, it was Kings, 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 Kings. And it didn't work out. So we'll start at the bottom with Zabriel. And what's your thoughts? What are your takeaways?
From Season 3?
Yeah.
It was a pretty fun season. Yeah, I know a lot of people had high hopes for the Kings. Really, in my eyes, I thought the Spurs had built probably the best all-around roster, in my opinion, just player-wise. And, talent-wise for teams, I thought the Spurs were one of the best teams to pick in that draft. But, other than, I guess, favorites, the outcome of it, I was pretty surprised on, really, I would say the Thunder making it, because I thought the Spurs pretty much had it hands down in that conference. But I thought it was pretty funny how, Crow walked away without no ring. Salute to Realist and Eastern for, getting that accomplishment and taking it away from him.
I really think there were more people excited about him not getting a ring than there were about the Thunder winning it.
Yeah, exactly. But, salute to the Thunder. They had a great season. And shout out to my boy Cam, too, for being one of their point guards. But great all-around season by them.
Yep. All right. Truth?
I wasn't surprised because most of these good players, or, money league players, a lot of them, I guess sensitive is the word to use, or temperamental, or I don't know. They just seem to quit. And with these leagues, it's more about surviving more than anything. Just keeping your team intact. And a lot of people quit and stuff like that. And that doesn't surprise me, because when you pick up those same type of people that always seem to quit. So I wasn't surprised that the Thunder end up winning, because people quit on the Kings.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Realist? Well, you probably got a lot to say.
Yo!
So what's your takeaways from Season 3?
Besides this win, first of all, though, it was a good season, pretty good season. The first week, though, I really thought Trainer's team had a good chance at winning, because had a good chance at least coming out the East, fighting Crow, because of the people he had on his team. He had some really good people that would probably want to play with Fab's team that ended up going on his team, but they had a loss to a team, I think they lost a game to the Raptors or something, it was an upset, and I think some of Fab's people got pissed and quit, or whatever, they got mad, and so it kind of went downhill from there. So after that, it was pretty much just a free-for-all for the Cavs. I mean, the Rockets were a disappointment in the East. I Don't Lose Much team with not very much talent, that you kind of need with the Warriors to be good with them. And then it was just a free shot for Crow. The Heat didn't stand a chance. And then in the West, the Kings were probably the favorite. Like the Kings were the favorite until Let's Get It Boy quit, and then they made that trade for I think it was Saucon. So I mean that still gave them hope, but getting in for them not having Let's Get It Boy, not that hurt, and then Revolve. All right, yeah. I had said Revolve's team was having like a. They started off bad. They were like 5-7, and then they made some trades, and then they got Uncle Drew and this dude named Hot Shot from a Money League. He was a TC player, and their team started doing really good. And but once I like Uncle Drew and them quit, Uncle Drew had quit, and the other guy quit because he said he wanted to focus on Bad News' league. So I think once that happened, their team kind of went back to what they were. They were still better. They had been playing better, but they kind of went back to what they were in that second round because we swept them. And I mean the games were close, but like the series just felt pretty easy. And then the Cavs series, it came down to Game 7, and I really felt Crow should have played in that game. I don't know why he didn't play or what happened. I know he left it in the hands of other people to make the decision of who played in that game, but I think they made the wrong decision by not letting Crow play, who was the MVP. I don't know how the MVP doesn't play in Game 7. Makes no sense.
Yeah, you should definitely have your best player in the most important game.
But I know for me, it wasn't about, it wasn't about Crow winning. I don't have a big problem with Crow. I know Eastern does. He doesn't like Crow, and I know a few other people on our team don't like Crow, but specifically for me, it wasn't about, fucking, I just said fucking, but, letting Crow win. It was, for me, it was about just, like, shutting people up. I doubted us all season long. Like, people were saying that we didn't stand a chance. Yeah, Ice the Man,
I mean,
said that we were going to get swept every round. I mean, that's when somebody tells you you're going to get swept every round, it makes you want to play better.
Sure. Well, I mean, nobody picked the Thunder. I mean, I didn't see. Well, I guess one person did. One person picked the Thunder.
Well, in the first round,
Doesn't
Eastern
count
picked
if you're
it.
on the team.
Yeah, in the first, it doesn't count really if you're on the team. Eastern and Woody picked us in the first and second round, and then I know in the championship round, Mantis picked us, but everybody on it, like Ice said that he didn't think, like our own team didn't even think we could win, because I guess he was assuming that because nobody from our team picked the cards,
I'm sure that's what he was doing. I'm sure that's.
Yeah, but it wasn't that. It was like we got some people on our team that probably just happened to never get on the site, and then for instance, like us in the first round, like I picked the Heat over. I don't lose much as team, not because I thought, we didn't stand a chance. It was I felt the Heat had a good matchup against them, so why would I not want to win EC? And then in the second round, it's us against the Spurs, or the Cavs against the Heat.
Shit too, anyways. For real.
Yeah, and then in the second round, it was the Heat versus the Cavs, or us versus the Spurs. What sounds like an easier matchup? Right. The Heat versus the Cavs versus the Heat. Of course, I'm going to take the EC. So, I mean, It wasn't like nobody on our team didn't have faith. It was just people on our team probably did what I did and picked on a team that had probably pretty much close to a guaranteed chance of winning.
Right. All right, Leone. What your thoughts on the third season?
Well, it was a interesting season, considering that 2 years in a row, the second year in a row, that my owner leaves me hanging. But anyway, it was like a roller coaster. When I first made my predictions in the beginning of the season, I thought, I knew the Cavs were going to go all the way in the East. It would have been close between the Heat, Warriors, and at first, when I was looking at Trainer's roster, it looked pretty strong. But considering it is Trainer, he picking up all of Fab's people and with Dimes and all them, I was like, no, it's not going to work out. But then coming out strong in the first week, I'm like, oh, maybe, things would change. But, the second week, third week, he was dropping. I was like, oh, back to reality. So it was like a close one between the Warriors and the Heat throughout the season. I knew the Cavs were just taking the East from day one. The Raptors had no chance. I knew they were just Mantis had no chance with the Raptors from the beginning. Sorry about that. In the West, the whole time, I actually had the Rockets going pretty far. I had the Kings going, much like everybody else, going all the way. But then when I Don't Lose Much made that announcement, I was like, okay, well, they might struggle, but I still had them going. But the team that surprised me was the Thunder. I did not have them. I had them like third or fourth, going in, making in the fourth seed in the playoffs. But like the Rockets, they kind of disappointed me. I had them like being second in the West, and with the lineup they had, I saw a lot of talent out there. But then I don't know what happened to them. I know the one game we were playing the Rockets, I've heard like some people, the chemistry was breaking up and they were fighting, and something happened in the locker room with the Rockets, and I think it was like after week 3 it just went haywire. So, but the Spurs surprised me. I think after, like, I agree with Realist, getting the lines together, making those trades, and getting Uncle Drew and all from the training camp really helped, really built the team, and perfect timing too, because getting the bye week in the first round, it really helped. But then I don't know what happened. The Thunder just clearly blew them out, and I think there was some forfeits
against the Spurs.
Yeah.
No, we beat them every game.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I mean, congratulations to the Thunder with that. But my understanding, why did Crow not play Game 7? I do not understand that. I don't know. Maybe he was scared.
No.
And he just didn't.
No, he wasn't scared.
I don't know the
why he
reason
didn't play.
for it.
The reason why Crow didn't play in it is so going back to, was it season 2 they lost in the finals?
Yeah.
No, that was season 1. Season 1.
Season 1.
Season 1 they lost in the finals.
With the Kings.
And he called a lot of crap from his teammates that such and such should have played instead of this person. This person should have played instead of this person. So
I remember that.
To make a point, Crow let I think it was Gabe, maybe. Gabe
No,
and somebody else picked,
it was a combination of Gabe, but they had kind of decided, like, a lot of people from the TC player that Crow got, Illuminati Mama, and what's his name, Easy Money Sniper and Gabe. They were kind of like making the decisions on who were playing, because I talked to Gabe a lot, and they decided that their line hadn't lost. I don't think their line hadn't lost since Illuminati Mama got on their team as a TC player. Like, they were undefeated.
Gotcha.
So I felt like they thought like the majority of the players from that line should go into the game, and they added Remix at their center because they thought he was an upgrade from Outtaker, and then I think they swapped out Gabe for CW, but Gabe ended up playing LeBron instead of Easy Money. Like, that's what they decided. But I think Crow should have definitely been in the game. That's what happened though. That was the choice.
Yeah,
I know.
Maybe if not on LeBron, if anything, on another position.
I think, yeah, like you said, Crow took a lot of heat for losing the finals in that first season. I heard from people on his team, and then I was on his team season 2, and I know we were kind of upset with him because going into the playoffs, like, it was the last day, and we could have lost the game and played against Revolve's team and felt like we had a better chance, even though they ended up winning. But we felt we had a better chance because they didn't really play cheesy. You know, they just played ball. Except for Doumbia, you know, he's trash. But besides him, you know, they play ball. So we felt like if they play and they don't do nothing cheesy, you know, especially us not having Blake, instead of playing against the Heat, they have Whiteside, like, to me, the best center on the game on 2K, and they have him, and then the dude with Wade, all their Wades hop stepping, and they even had people on their Gerald Green's hop stepping. We thought we had a better chance against the freaking Rockets, but Crow said he wanted to play the Heat. He thought we could beat them, and we didn't. So I know Gabe was on his team, and again, from Season 2 to Season 3, so they felt like Crow wasn't the best at making decisions. So Crow kind of let them make the decision, and they ended up losing anyways.
Yep. So that's pretty much why it happened. I mean, that'll be the decision you gotta live with. So.
Bro's the best LeBron. He should have been in that game.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Lose much. What do you think?
Hey, all I gotta say is the truth of Surreal MVP. You know, he beat my team in the playoffs. What's his name? I forget what that dude's name. Ayo Leonio. What's that dude's name that played on my line? Or Zabro, do you know? He plays small forward.
Oh,
The dude was straight ass. Lozano, I think.
Lozano, yeah. Fuck him.
The line was so trash. I don't remember the names.
He let the truth go off in both games. So
Yeah.
GG.
I think 30, at least 25 plus points with Gerald Green off backdoor cuts the whole time.
I was going to say, Truth's a cutter slasher, and if people don't guard it, he's going to eat them alive.
If you got
He
Iggy or
even
Harrison,
listened
you
to
should
us, though.
easily be able to stop that.
And on offense,
Glad
every
there's
time he
that.
touched the ball, he just chucked. He didn't care. Like, it's whatever. I had to blacklist a lot of people last season, so all my random assignments were trash. So, I mean, I even told my team that the Heat were going to beat us, so it's whatever. I'm just ready for this season.
There you go. Alright guys, so moving into the second segment here, we're going to start talking a little bit about the player draft that occurred Monday night, so 2 nights ago now. I know a lot of people have been getting some games in and stuff with their new rosters. And I've got up, this is basically how it went, starting with the first pick, Lose Much taking Kevin Durant, and it ended with Lose Much taking Jose Calderon as Mr. Irrelevant. So
Tony Rowan.
some of the names in here, there's a couple, like Derek Williams for Snyder in the 3rd round was Porzingis. There's a couple people that are like Emeka Okafor's Jahlil Okafor, because for some reason my rosters didn't update. But this time we'll go ahead and we'll start the other way. We'll start with Lose Much. Do you have any who was the winner of this draft? Who you think picked the best team?
Me.
Maybe who picked the worst team, and then any surprises, so like surprise picks or anything like that.
Best pick of the draft, Quincy Acey. That's what I have to say right there.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I think I'll take a clap for that.
And then second best pick of
And
the
his-
draft, Tony Allen.
And his reaction
There you
too.
go.
Zabrio's reaction after picking him. What?
Yeah.
No, I want to repick my pick.
Get blamed that on his GM. I just don't understand why. We can't pick up players that weren't
If,
drafted though. Well,
I'll
because we
make a
could
quick
trade,
comment
but
on
we
that.
can't pick up players.
If
I just
my
don't understand
plan
that.
was to pick up I'll discuss that later. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, you're fine.
I got the best team in this league, man. That's all I gotta say. Tony Rowan for MVP. Don't hate on him.
Wait, now you traded for? Did you trade for Rowan?
No, that's Jose Calderon's backup. That's why I drafted him.
Oh, I got you.
He's gonna be starting.
I'm with you.
Yeah, that's
People
why I
forget who he
that's
is
why
in
I traded
2K.
him. I mean, I drafted him.
I got you. All right, Leone, what's your
My reaction to the draft. I was excited when the whole announcement of the doing a team up. I mean, all-star team up, because it's gives a little more excitement to the league, especially being like the last one for 2K16. And a lot of people lost interest of playing NBA just because it's the end and Madden's coming out, and so it kind of gives you more interest to come back to the league and play maybe one more season before the 2K17 launches. With the draft, the outcome of it, I mean, the majority of the teams look pretty even. Maybe there's a couple, 2 or 3 that I think they could have done a better job. Other than that, a lot of owners did pretty good. I mean, considering 2 minutes each pick, it wasn't easy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you had to really think, think quickly.
Yeah, it can be kind of
because
stressful if you
especially
don't plan it out.
Getting down to the
2 minutes
going down to
went
the
by
fourth,
fast.
fifth rounds. You're scratching your head. You're like, it's 2 minutes is already up, and got to make that quick pick. And I'm sure there was a lot of regrets, but just got to do it.
Yep. All right, realist.
I think there was a few people who had a couple really bad, I think a few people had a really bad draft, and then I think other than that, everybody else had pretty solid drafts. Just from playing, from last night and throughout today, I really like Beastie's team in the West, just for the simple fact that he has Steph, Clay, and what's his name, Parsons. You can't double off either one of those guys.
Nope.
If you do, it's Parsons, and I mean, he has 86 3-pointer. So I mean, if you're standing open or in the corner, it's going to be tough.
He's also got LA to abuse the baseline.
Yep, he does have that. The 2 people though, I think really did a really bad job though at drafting is Defeat You, because I don't know what he was thinking when he took Whiteside with the second pick in the draft.
He said he picked him as a fake.
I know what. Yeah, I was going to say. I know exactly what he was
Picked
thinking.
him in his E-League as a fake.
Fig said, "Hey man, give me Whiteside." So
I don't think they're just playing for a ring. They're playing for fun. So I don't think you really care that much.
Well, yeah. I mean, if they are, then that's cool. If they're just playing for stats, and I guess it's cool. But I think Jay Snyder's draft is a little weird too. He did a good job of getting LeBron, because I think LeBron should have probably went second, but he got LeBron. I don't know why he took DeMarcus Cousins second though. I think that was a reach. Just looking at the draft board, he could have got LeBron, Drummond, and Porzingis, and his East would be just so dominant with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he really messed up with that. And then Leon, I think your team's pretty good. I do think though you kind of took some players because of their names. I don't think I would have took Carmelo Anthony where you did.
That was a rushed pick.
Yeah, that was a rush pick. Yeah.
It was a rush pick. I don't think I would have took him where you took him, but other than that, yeah.
Then again, so far, I mean, everybody that's been playing with the Carmelo, I mean, they'd be killing it. I had a lot of games. I've been playing maybe 10 games already, and everybody's at least getting 18, 20 points a game with Carmelo. And I mean, he's my boy, my Nick.
Well, isn't he the superstar
can't
of your
pass it.
team?
There you go.
I just
For your East team, at
I pray for you with Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Melo.
A lot of people sleep on Isaiah. I don't know what. I mean, he's 86 overall. He's small, but he can shoot. He has a nice layup package. I mean, I had a couple guys played pretty well.
Where he took him though,
I mean,
really
Marcus
not bad.
Smart, and something too, people don't understand. With Wade, the reason I got Wade was because of his backup. Exactly. I put him at point guard, Wade at the shooting guard. Wade brings up the ball. Richardson has 86 3. So I mean, his shots glitch, it glitching all the time.
Sure. For sure.
So, like, having Isaiah Thomas, he's there, but half the game, he's not. He's on the bench. I have backup plans.
Yeah.
It's Marvin Williams. He's a question mark. I didn't really want to take a. Trainer was my GM at the time, throughout the draft. So he made like half the picks, but. All right. I like the Eric Bledsoe pick.
Yep.
Yeah, Bledsoe.
He's a stud. Tyreek Evans was a steal, I think.
Yeah, he can play a little PG too.
Who's his backup? You got Pondexter or Cunningham.
Oh, you know something?
Overall.
I don't even know because no one even subbed Tyreek. I mean, no one ever subbed him.
Yeah,
Tyreek's overall, so I don't know.
All right. Zabriel.
All right. Let's address this AC pick. It's on everybody's mind. Probably by far the worst pick in the draft. There's definitely not one worse. I'll tell you that. We thought we were getting a steal at Willie Cauley-Stein that late in the draft.
Right. Well, I mean, had he been there, I would absolutely agree with you. That would have been a monster steal.
Yeah, had he been there. My plan was to try to get Beasley. That's who I wanted. I wanted kind of a stretch for. And obviously with that AC pick, we wanted Willie. And AC's not bad. It's just he doesn't fit into what I wanted to do with the team at all. He's the size of our small forward. He's not the best rebounder, but yeah, I'll say that's definitely hands down the best pick. Winners and losers of the draft, though, based off playing some of these teams, I haven't got a chance to play. Actually, no, I've played Eastern's team. I haven't played him with Realist, though. Looking forward to doing that, seeing how he runs with the point guards over there that they got.
I'm not guaranteed to play with both the point guards.
Right. I feel you. But I think they definitely got a pretty good all-around team. I'll tell you what, one of the best West teams I had to play is definitely Revolve's team with Dwight and Blake down there.
I ran some games with them, and they got Harden.
Yeah, and Harden. Yeah.
And they got Harrison Barnes.
I kind of drafted our East team based off the defense, really, just for the wings. D Rose was, I thought, a pretty good pickup in the 4th round because of all the badges he has, and he's a great driver, and he can shoot now in this game, which is pretty good. But I definitely think they have a pretty good West team. If I'd have to pick. Sorry, I'm taking a look at the East teams. I haven't been able to play Beastie's team, but like you all said, getting the Splash Brothers, including Parsons and Aldridge, was probably one of the best steals, I'd say, being an 89 overall in this game, and him be able to shoot lights out at the mid-range and extend to the 3 now. I thought that was a pretty good pick in the 5th round.
Yeah, their East side's kind of quietly good, too.
Yeah. But I mean, no, like East team really stands out as much. Like, I mean, Jay Snyder has LeBron and Porzingis, which is pretty annoying. But I don't know. I'd like my East team a lot, just based off the defense and being able to spread the court with everyone.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I like JT's East team because of the way they play.
JT, yeah, I saw that.
Because of the way they play. Just because of
the way they play. But I looked at their team. I think our West team, even having AC on that squad, I think my West team can lock that down. You got John Wall, who's almost virtually unguardable as a driver, but he picked up Kyle Korver and Kent Bazemore, which Kent Bazemore is pretty alright, but Kyle Korver, just being a shooter, you just have to stand by him. He's not much of a threat, But other than that, I don't know. It was a pretty good draft. I thought the Whiteside pick, like everyone else, was way too early. You have LeBron James out there, which is the highest overall on the game now. I don't see why you wouldn't pick him. Especially, I mean, even if you wanted a dominant big for your GM, you could have easily just got someone in the second round, like you said. Drummond was still there. I'm sure Fig would have had
Could've
a
picked AD,
field day.
man.
Yeah, exactly. AD. Earlier I was really determined on picking AD for my first pick, but I ended up going with Kawhi based off defense and based off the pick before him, LeBron, and having to guard the wings in the East.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good draft. I mean, you really can't pinpoint, any team that really sucked it up other than that Defeat You team. I thought I've played them a few times. We played them the night of the draft, and we blew them out twice. I think they ended up playing us the next day, and it was a real low-scoring game again. But they ended up getting the upper hand. But that was just a tryout game, You're going to have people who don't know how to play with who you got. But yeah, great. I'm excited for the season. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited myself. And there was a couple questionable picks, like you guys said. The Whiteside at number 2 is just, that one's sketchy. I don't know how Dwight and Andre lasted as long as they did. Just me personally.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just more preferable wing people.
I talked to my GM about getting Dwight, but just I don't know. He didn't fall in love with the idea at all.
Dwight's broke.
Yeah.
Drummond's broke. I mean, they're both really, really good.
Dwight took Revolves and Insane took Dwight right before our pick. Trust me, he'd have been on our team.
Yeah, he was. You still ended up with Boban, so you're straight. Obviously the AC pick. I was kind of surprised that Defeat You took Markieff Morris when Marcus Morris was on the board, who is much better in my opinion. Than Markieff,
I think Morris is the 3.
Um,
And they have Tobias at the 4. That's why.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You might be right.
I think Tobias is at the 4 for.
But you also had Zebo didn't get picked.
His ass.
He would have got picked if I knew AC wasn't there.
He has no vert. Can't
He has
board.
no vert. Yep.
He can shoot.
But is he really like one of the 5 worst? Like to me, it just didn't think he was one of the 5
was
worst.
not picked.
I had him bottom 2 in my.
He's
rankings
sluggish,
for
man.
forwards.
He's sluggish. You got to be able to keep up with
I
some
got
of
you.
these,
He's
these small power forwards.
He's pretty fast, though. I mean, I was.
But you
playing
got to
with
think
him,
about him guarding Porzingis or Paul Millsap. They're going to be able to run
He's
all
strong,
day long.
though. I mean, he's real. He'll body people up.
I just didn't think he was in the bottom 5.
4.
Like,
Yeah.
I just didn't see him being in the bottom 5. I forget the other ones that didn't get picked, but that was the one that stuck out to me that didn't get picked.
There was another one, Kenneth Fareed.
Dragic
He's a
didn't
pretty-
get picked either. Fareed is
Right.
good, yeah.
Trash.
Yeah, Dragic and I think Tyler Johnson is his
I was getting-
backup.
Tyler
That may have
Johnson's his
been
backup,
decent.
so you can just dunk from the
Yeah.
3-point line and it's over.
Tyler Johnson's a pretty athletic point
Yep.
guard too.
Yep. So, I'm kind of like everybody else. There's really there's going to be a lot of pretty good teams, as long as they get the players to fill those spots. All right, guys. So we're going to wrap the show up here. See if we've got any shout outs. Anything you'd like to say going into the season here. So we'll start with Zabriel down at the bottom. What say you?
Just shout out to Quincy AC and I don't know. I'm hoping staff kind of rethinks the whole, not letting us pick up inactive players, not just off my end, just
Frequency.
as a whole league type. I think it would make it a little bit more competitive. But other than that, just shout out to my team, Bodex, and good luck on the season and bidding.
Alright, Realist?
Shout out to Eastern for letting me be his GM. I don't know, I can't really say it's a shout out. Pretty smart choice. Eastern, I don't know. Yeah, shout out to Defeat You for getting Whiteside with the second pick, because I think that really allowed us to get Damian Lillard, because I don't think he would have been there if things would have went normal. I don't know. shout out to everyone who doubted us last season, especially you, Ice the Man. Yeah, that's all I got to really say. Everybody,
I like
have
that.
a good season, like always.
I like that.
All right, Liam.
Yeah, shout out to the FU for Whiteside. Shout out for Quincy Acey. And shout out to Mantis for drafting Kyrie Irving instead of Westbrook and then trading Kyrie Irving to get a second round pick in DeRozan.
The
Good
real
job.
Uncle Drew.
Pretty good.
The real Uncle Drew.
Lose much?
Yo, Fab, you there?
Oh, stop.
Nah,
You're back
yeah. I
there.
got a shout out to Lozano for being the greatest of all time. Shout out to Leon for being on 1 day a week last season when I took over. I respect that.
And
Shout out to Zabro
Yeah.
for leaving me. Hopefully you lose
love
every
you.
game.
I love you.
Shout out to Max for rigging the draft to give me first overall. Let's get it. KD, best player of all time.
That's why he did it, so you could. I left you, and he gave you the first.
Tony
pick.
Rowan.
And dude, you
president.
could have Draymond and Bosh. Good luck.
I know. It's okay. We'll reunite one day.
My shout out goes to the owners. That was definitely the smoothest all-star team-up draft I've ever done. I think we got done in about an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah. I thought it was only like an hour and 20 minutes.
So
something
quick.
like that. I don't know,
It was so
15 minutes.
quick.
And like,
The other one
yeah,
was-
as an owner and I guess a GM, while we were doing it, it went by quick as hell.
It really
It was
did.
Like an hour and a half.
Even I was just sitting just sitting here to typing in names. It went by really quick, and I mean the last one, I know for a fact it lasted at least 4 hours. So
Oh man,
yeah,
I know I kind of pushed it every time, but it was
well. I mean, even
it's on my end.
even with you clocked it a couple times. I
Yeah.
know Insane and them, they took time a couple times. Like even with that, it still went really, really quick. So, that made my job easier, made it, everything go better. People weren't getting grumpy and getting pissy by the end of it. Like people were still like involved and in it. So, I appreciate that. And just looking forward to it. All-Star Team Up's one of my favorites. So I look forward to the season. If you're
Got
not
a lot of
signed up,
different matchup, different lineups.
yeah. If you're not signed up, you've got till about probably early Sunday before I close everything up, which I do have to work, so the bidding won't start on Sunday till late unless staff decides to change anything, which I don't see that happening. But with me working all weekend, it'll be a late Sunday afternoon start, probably be like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So sorry it won't start earlier, but you'll have to do something during the day to keep yourself occupied and then bid at night. So appreciate it. Have
Practice
fun.
with Ace.
Good luck.
Great.
Have fun.
Yeah, just practice with Quincy Acey. That's all. Yeah, that's what you got to do Sunday.
He could shoot.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys. So the second half of the breakdown here, we're going to talk a little bit about the Smite League. New to the website here. We're just getting it off going this upcoming weekend. Actually, I believe are the first games. Let's see. Yep, starting the night of Friday, the 24th, the first games will begin. So, with me, I have Sonic Refugee and Woody V2, both of which I think are just players in the league. I don't think either one of them are actually owners. Or I know-
Hey, I'm an owner.
Okay.
My boy Sonic is.
There you go. So that shows you how much I really know about it right now. Crow's really kind of taken the helm here and gotten this league off to a really quick start. A lot of people for the first season, honestly, we didn't really think it was going to be quite this big. So good start, a good foundation to work off of, and interested to see how far we can take it into being a competitive league on the website. So. So we'll start with Sonic. Your thoughts on having a Smite League here at Elite Team Play, and your thoughts on looking forward to the season.
I'm super excited to finally get this going. I mean, it had been a few attempts by quite a few people to try and get this league going, including myself, taking polls back like a few months ago. I mean, people have been trying to get this going for probably a good 4 or 5 months, and to see the turnout, I think we had near 100 signups. I don't know if we actually hit 100 or not, but it was close to that number. So it's good to see all the turnout, and a really diverse experience-wise. There's a lot of really new players to the game, and then there's a lot of players that are even in like diamond and platinum and stuff like that and ranked. So it's I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this turns out and get it going finally. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that experience, the separation, the distance, and the levels of experience affects the overall competitiveness. Like how many teams will actually be really good and competitive. So it'll be an interesting first couple of weeks to see how that goes. Woody, how about you?
I think it's great. I'm excited for the league. Excited that we finally got one going. I know a lot of people have been trying to do it. I think it's good for the website too, because I know people like Ice. They were posting on the Smite forums and stuff like that. They got a lot of new people to come over to the website. So I think that's going to open up the door for the EBA. And if Madden ever decides to put fucking team play back in, we can do that. So, let's hope they do that at some point in life.
God bless.
So I think it opens up the door for all the other website or all the other leagues to grow, become bigger, become better. So I think it's good. I'm happy about it.
Yeah. Speaking on the new members, like there's a lot of people that their first sign up was, first log into the website was just to sign up for the Smite League. So it definitely brought in quite a few new people. Ice posted on Smite forums. I know I went and piggybacked on his post over there. And there was somewhere else that I posted. I actually got permission from like one of their moderators to promote it on their website too. So,
I also posted on the LGBA website. So I was just kind of like, hey, I don't know if I can do this tonight. But I was like, I don't know if I can do this or not. But fuck you guys, come join the Smite League. So, they didn't like that.
Oops. Like I said, we don't necessarily endorse doing that, but can't stop you from doing it. All right, so for the second part of the show here with the Smite League, we're gonna kind of go into the predictions for the season. We've got a total of 10 teams. There's 7 people on the roster, and it's not really done. It's really different than the other leagues. All 7 people are on the active roster. There's really no training camp. And for those of you not familiar with Smite, it's Conquest, which is 5v5, which is your that's what the Smite Pro leagues and all that stuff they go by. 3-lane with jungles on both sides, or jungles in between each lane, or on each side of the middle lane, however you want to talk about it. But so there's basically 5 starters and 2 subs. A little bit different setup, but I think it's going to work out well. I think it was a smart idea to go that way with it. So we'll start with Sonic again. And what do you have? Who do you see as the front runners for team wise? Who are going to be the front runners, the teams to beat?
I don't necessarily know that there's any clear front runner yet. I think it's kind of premature to do that just because obviously there hasn't been any games played yet. Obviously, one of the guys that's been very vocal on the forums and stuff like that on the site has been Shadow Shockers and staff. I expect them to be pretty good for Team Vital. I've played with not a lot of these guys, but a few of them. I know Crow's a very good player. The rest of his team on Exodus, I'm not too familiar with. I think that's a team that could either be on the higher side of the equation or they could be down at the bottom just based on how the rest of his team performs. And then there's owners that have been owners in other leagues here that obviously have some experience with the game, being Kells and Metro and guys that have been in other leagues and had established success. So there's really no reason to suppose they wouldn't in this league. But this is an entirely different type of game than what has previously been on Elite Team play. Not a lot translates, and that's why I think I agree with Woody that it's great for the site, because you get a whole new avenue to kind of explore and see who the top players are going to be across the board in a totally different type of game from 2K or EHL or UFC or all the other leagues that have been on the site. So I think Vital's going to be pretty towards the top of the pack. Team Bolt, with all the IG guys that came to sign up, I don't know a whole lot about them. Words from scrims that I've heard about, they've been pretty good. So I'd probably say those are like the top two that I'm seeing right now. Towards the bottom of the pack, I'm not gonna go in on any bottom of the pack teams. I'm not trying to make any enemies. Like I said before, games have been played, but I have my suspicions. I'll put it that way. I have my suspicions, but I'm not gonna trash that. I'll leave that to Woody. I'm gonna be the nice guy. I'll let Woody be the mean guy. Go ahead, Woody.
All right.
Why I gotta be a mean guy, man? What? I mean, a couple of the teams I think will be good. I think Poodle, I think he put together a team that's good, and not a lot of people are really looking at that.
Which team is that?
I think his team is going to quietly be Poodle of Doom. He's one of the new guys. He's actually, he's a first-year owner.
Okay, Team
So
Astronomical.
I think Team Astronomical. Yeah, I think his team will be pretty good. So that it'll be interesting to see. I know Twister and them are good. I know Kaya is pretty good. So they have a pretty solid team. I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if they did good. At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they flopped or anything of that nature. I think Vital would be good. Yeah, Vital looks real good. I guess I'll be the bad guy here, since Sonic doesn't want to. I'm looking at teams like, let's see, the N1 Fire. The one and only Fire, whatever his name is. He got a lot of people.
I was gonna do it.
He has a lot of people that don't want to play for him. I don't know the guy. And he picked me up for his team. And, the first day when I realized that he picked me up, I was like, hey, do you even know what position you want me to play? He's like, well, I want you to play solo. I wasn't playing solo this season. So it's like, and then I know there's at least two other people on the team that I've talked to that say, well, look, this dude picked us up to play this. We weren't trying to play this. We were planning on playing something else this season. He just picked us up for this, random reason. I'm really interested to see how Sig's team goes, since I know he went over on his cap. I want to see how that's going to play out. I'm kind of interested to see.
This is what we get for assuming people can count to 12.
Yeah. I guess, if you can't really count that well, then, I thought everybody on the website knew basic math, but I guess, I don't know. Let's give a round of applause for Sonic for at least knowing how to count to 12. Thank you, Sonic.
Hey,
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. So, but yeah, the teams that went over, I'm interested to see what happens with those teams. If going over and, getting a person kicked off their team, if that really makes a big deal. Or, if they can still somehow succeed even without having that one person that they went over on. And I'm also interested to see in the people who pick those players up if they can succeed with that player, if that's the one player that they need to fall into their lab. So, that's about it.
Who is it that's over? Because
it was Sig and there's another person. I can't remember. A kid named Sig. That's team...
Wait, there was two?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's two people. I don't think it was just Sig.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at it, and all the rosters are showing at 12 mil or...
Oh, they should be good now. Yeah, no, they should be good now. But I know Sig went over because he had...
Busta, was the player
Busta,
that
was
Sig
6.5.
overbidded.
Yeah, it was 6.5 for him, and then, he had connected for... So I was thinking about it. I was like, how the hell does that even happen?
Yeah.
Like, how do you spend 11.5 on two players?
Talk about putting a damper on a guy's season. I don't know if, now that bidding's complete, if anyone even has the room to pick that guy up. and obviously somebody wanted him to put him all the way up to $6 million. So
right, no,
I don't know. That'll be
I can
interesting to see.
guarantee you the team that was going to get him was Meet Your Maker, because that's got Gabe, Let's Get It Boy, and he runs with that crowd. So my assumption would be that that's where he was going, and with Let's Get It Boy going as a max bid is what that looks like at $5 million.
Yeah, he went for he was a max bid. He actually had his option of who he wanted to play for. He got max bid by 2 teams.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he had his option. I think it was Pookie and whoever else were his options.
So my guess is that they were trying to get him there, which they would have had the cap room if they could have kept it a little bit lower, but all those guys run together, so I can definitely see that that's where he was wanting to go.
Where he might have went, right? Well, I know there's a lot of people in the league who are, well, I wanted to go here, and that's why I made a post about, hey, just reiterating that they need to understand, especially for the new players, they need to understand what's a trade request that's valid and what's not. Because a lot of them will say, oh, well, I didn't get to play with my friend. That's not a valid trade request. So please don't send that in.
Yeah, I mean,
make Woody's life easier.
Please make my life easier.
Well, I
work too damn much.
A lot of people, I'm interested to see how some of the guys that are newer to the website adjust to how it works. I don't think anything's complicated. Like stat entry is pretty simple.
It's all easy.
It doesn't take a genius to do it. So, just interested to see how it works out.
Well, clearly we don't have many of those, considering the whole 12 thing.
Well, this is true. Well, maybe they're just other types of geniuses, not mathematical ones.
Right. Hey,
that's
true.
Everybody's
good
true.
at everything.
Yeah. So, all right.
Well, I know a lot of people were having issues also with trying to get their email.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of people had that issue.
Well, what a lot of people don't realize is it goes to a spam folder. Like it'll go to like your spam, or sometimes with Gmail it'll go to a promotions folder. And that's just because it's where it's automated. I guess most email servers and programs can recognize that it's an automated email from when you sign up. So it's just it's our way of checking to make sure you're not a bot, and that does sometimes create a headache. But
that's some lazy people too, just not wanting to go through all their folders and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean.
We know we got those in the league.
All right, I've had a couple people that messaged me at least 5 different times trying to get it done, and have finally got it done. So I'm not gonna call you out, but shout out to you for finally getting it done.
Shout outs, Woody.
All right, guys, we're gonna close out the show here for the Smite League, and give the guys an opportunity to give a shout out or anything like they'd like to say about the league. So we'll start with Woody this time.
Okay, well, shout out to myself for being so fucking good. I'd like to give a shout out to Crow for getting the league started up. I appreciate that. I'm happy somebody finally took the initiative to really just sit there and take the time to do it. Hopefully you can get a ring in this league. Shout out to all the owners for putting the time in to try people out and such. I hope everybody has a good season and good luck.
Yep. All right, Sonic.
Definitely I have to second Woody. Shout outs to Crow. Really, I don't think this would be off the ground without him, so you definitely got to give him credit where credit is due. Shout out to everybody that is new to the site and signed up specifically for this league. Happy to have you. And shout out to all the owners that stepped up to be an owner in this season. Shout out to my team, Team Wolfpack, obviously. Got to give my boys a shout out. And I look forward to it, man. There's going to be a lot of stuff in this league that is going to come into play. I'm excited to see it. We basically get to, run it like our little own SPL. Like, So it's kind of cool. You're going to get to see people's God pools, going to get to see, what team comps people like to go with. There's going to be a lot of counter picking, I think, towards the end of the season once games have been played. And I look forward to people streaming games on Twitch. I think that's going to be cool to see. So you can kind of scout out your opposition throughout the season. And I'm just excited for it, man. It's going to be really cool, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to echo the Crow shout out. Him and Recal really were the two that approached me wanting to do it, honestly, almost at the same time. And I was like, hey, you guys need to get together, and if you're both willing to work together to get the league off the ground, go for it. It's pretty much what I tell everybody with every league. I'm more than willing to host any league here. I'm pretty much the one that does the operation side of things and puts the leagues up, and then of course Ice and Blaze and Outtaker and Fatal, those guys all help behind the scenes on a lot of different things. But when it comes to getting leagues off the ground, I'm usually the person that's there trying to help get it going. And I leave that I leave it solely up to them. You can ask Crow. I pretty much gave them free reign. They've set it up how they wanted it. I think everything's looked good so far. So that's good. Minus a few overbids, which isn't supposed to happen anyways. That's something I've got to bring to my development team to get them to correct. It's not supposed to be able to allow you to overbid. So that shouldn't even be an issue anyways. But aside from that, bidding went pretty smooth. I don't see any crazy bidded on players other than the one that 6.5 that's probably going to be hurt, and then there's a 7.5.
Hey, Magician, a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there going to be a mandatory math test for new owners next season?
We might do it, flashcard style.
I'm almost convinced it's a good idea. It wouldn't be hard.
We could do flashcards.
Hell yeah.
On Xbox Live.
Let's get that going.
Maybe there's a flashcard program we can build.
I'm about to fucking cry.
But
Rip.
So definitely shout out to staff. Any of you new guys have questions or anything, by all means feel free to hit me up. Should have a how-to for the stat system for the new owners and stuff. I'll put that in the owner's office. I may even get to it tonight because I have to stay up till about 6 in the morning. So I should be able to.
Starbucks, here you come.
Right. Well, they're closed. So.
Boy, you said you were drinking beer like a half hour ago. How the hell are you staying up till 6 a.m.?
I'm good.
I don't think you are.
Oh, I will be. I do it all the time. So,
all the time? You got problems, Magician.
No, staying up, but not the drinking the beer.
Mm-hmm.
But
see, I caught him, and he had to backpedal.
But so I'll get you guys the how-to. Like I said earlier, stats is really pretty self-explanatory, and it has there's like an index that shows you which stats are what because they are abbreviated, just in case you get confused on any. So I hope you guys enjoy the league. Looks like it's going to be a good one. I'm glad to hear that Team Vital was a potential favorite since that's what team I'm on. So I have a feeling that I'm probably going to be a sub, but to have an above average ADC, in my opinion, as a sub, I think that's a good position to be in. So look forward to the season, and I appreciate all the hard work that's went into making it happen. Thanks.